for your brother is like you. He wants to be happy, never harm him. And when you leave this life, you too will find happiness. This sutra has been misinterpreted for at least 25 centuries. And when you leave this life, you will find happiness. This has been interpreted again and again, as if it says something about life after death. When you leave this life, when you leave this body, then you will find happiness. As if happiness is something which happens only after death. It cannot happen in life. This has been the way of the Buddhist interpreters. I am not a Buddhist. The Buddhists have been interpreting it in a life negative way. My interpretation is totally different. And I say to you that that's exactly what Buddha meant it to be. Because I am not just interpreting it in a philosophical way. This is my experience too. And as far as experience is concerned, it can't be different. It is not different from the Buddha's experience. When Buddha says, and when you leave this life, he does not mean death. He simply means this way of living, this life, this way of stupid living, this way of desires, ambitions, anger, possessions, jealousies, this foolish way of life. And everybody who is not getting deeper into meditation is living in a foolish way. Wisnicki and Polasek went to a used car lot to buy a car. They didn't have enough money to buy one, but the salesman sold them a camel. Does this thing work? Asked Wisnicki. Of course, said the salesman. This camel stops at red lights and goes on green. Wisnicki and Polasek left on the back of the camel, but in 20 minutes they were back without the animal. What happened? Asked the salesman. Camel, do what you say, all right, exclaimed Polasek. We stop at red light. Boys in car pull up beside us. One boy yelled out, look at those two jerks on the camel. We got off to see who the two jerks were, and camel ran away. If you look at your life, if you watch closely, you will see what a fool you are. What a jerk you are. To live without meditation is to be foolish. Because whatsoever then you do is going to be wrong. You cannot do right without meditation, because right only grows into the soil of meditation. In the soil of the mind, ambitions, desires arise. And when there is ambition, there is competition. And when there is competition, you are not a friend to others. You are an enemy, and others are your enemies. The competitive mind lives in an inimical way, lives in hatred, lives in jealousy. His whole functioning is out of jealousy. And because of this kind of life, he suffers. He remains in misery. When Buddha says, and when you leave this life, you will too find happiness, he means if you live this life of ambition, jealousy, hatred, competition, if you live this life of the ego, you will find happiness immediately, instantly, here, now. It is not a question after death. It is not a question that after death you will be happy. You can be happy this very moment. Just you have to change your pattern of life. And the pattern of your life can be changed in two ways, either from the outside, from without, which is character, which is morality, or from the inside, from the interiority, from within, which is religion. Don't be a moralist. That is not a way of real revolution. It is all hocus pocus. The moralist is an egoist in a new way. He lives in misery. Only one who has started living from the center, who enters into one's own subjectivity in deep silence, will have happiness showering on him.